Hello, everybody. I'm Akshay and welcome back to the United Talk. Now, Manchester United have officially announced a 100,000 seater stadium as a centerpiece for the regeneration of Old Trafford. Now, this is absolutely huge. I mean, as far as Glazers and Jim Ratcliffe are concerned, this is huge. But everyone, and this is trending right now. This is trending on Twitter right now. Everyone who has seen the photos, I'm gonna show you those photos now. Right now, you can see on your screens. It actually looks like a circus. Everywhere on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you're using right now, it's trending that Manchester United new Old Trafford stadium actually looks like a circus. That three canopies, it's actually like a circus tent. I mean, I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna lie. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Even when I looked at the images, it was like, is that a circus? Because right now we're actually run by clowns. So is that a circus? Is that a circus tent? I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. I'm not actually saying that it's a very bad piece of architecture, but yeah, right now I don't like it. Maybe it's gonna be done by 2030, I guess. So maybe it looks amazing once it's done, but right now it's actually looking like a circus. But anyways, uh, it's just a big thing, big step for us, because as fans we all know what the situation of Old Trafford was last year, when it was like literally everything was in shit. Everything, including the training center. We know that the training center, the training room is actually bollocks. It's in ruins. Old Trafford is actually a ruin right now, and we need a new stadium. But I was actually imagining the top of my head when we got this information we're gonna get a new stadium. On the top of my head, it was like maybe we're gonna get a new and improved Bernabeu, or maybe like something like Emirates, or even something like what just keep forgetting the name of Spurs Stadium, but still the stadium of Spurs, it's quite good. So I was like, I had this image in my head that maybe we're gonna get something like that, and maybe I'm not saying it's a piece of shit. It looks like a circus, but maybe once it's done, it's really good. And this is a big step, for Manchester United, for the fans, not for Glazers and not for Jim Ratcliffe, because they have been doing this for so long. I'm just gonna share some little tidbits of what is actually happening behind the closed doors. I mean, if you know, uh, Glazers actually proposed this regeneration proposal way back in 2018. And in 2018, so Jim Ratcliffe was nowhere near United. He was nowhere near Nice actually. So he wasn't the owner of any of the footballing club, and even in that moment, Glazers actually proposed this proposal of the regeneration of Old Trafford, and now it's being backed by the government. It's being backed by the government officials. So I'm not gonna say anything against that. But again, this is what we have been discussing for so long. Glazers have been working us all the way along. They have been doing this for quite some time. They know what we how the way we think. They know how we're gonna react, and they are actually playing to this. Jim Ratcliffe has always been a puppet of Glazers. I'm not gonna say Joel Glazers. I'm not gonna say anybody else from the shit family. But even if they had a puppy, trust me, even he would throw a ball and some Jim Ratcliffe would just go and get it. That's the situation of Glazers and Jim Ratcliffe have right now. I mean, this is really stupid for them to think that we're gonna overlook this thing, because most of the fans don't even know about this regeneration of Old Trafford proposal way back in 2018. But they proposed it to the government, and it was rejected. I think it was stalled in that moment because Man United were not. I don't even remember why it was rejected or why it was stalled. But it was proposed in 2018, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe had no clue about United's ownership. He wasn't even near to Nice. So it was like he was nowhere near to football. And still this regeneration, the new centerpiece stadium of 100,000 seater is used as a regeneration of Old Trafford, and now it's being reproposed, and now it has been accepted by the government officials. and it's gonna bring around 7.2 billion of UK's economy. So that's kind of like an understatement when we say this, that Jim Ratcliffe is a puppet of Glazers. And I'm not gonna lie, that's not news to my ears. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, because we've been talking about this for so long. Sir Jim Ratcliffe himself said this. He has no more money to increase his stake in the Manchester United Football Club. And in fact, I read this article somewhere that Glazers can actually, within a period of 6 months, Glazers can actually completely remove Sir Jim Ratcliffe from the ownership of the club. If they want, they can. I'm not gonna say they're gonna do that. I'm not gonna say they are entitled to do that. I'm just gonna say that if they want, they can. Like, this is how stupid they want us to feel like, because this has been the plan all along. This was their whole idea, just to make someone like Jim Ratcliffe as a Manchester lad, as a homegrown lad, and he wants to rebuild the stadium. He wants to rebuild the footballing club, and he wants to bring trophies and many more things when it comes to Manchester United, because we have been down this line so long. We were desperate for new owners. We were actually desperate for new owners to buy the club, remove the debt, and don't forget, the debt is still there. And the way we are right now, Jim Ratcliffe just had an interview with Gary Neville, and he himself said this: the way Manchester United was run, they wouldn't be having any money after December this year. So they would probably be run out of money. So that's another news. And whatever he's been doing as financial cuts and cutbacks and setbacks and everything, it's just to save Manchester United. No, it's just to save your fucking ass. Because you have no idea what you have done. You have no idea what you're going to do next. And the only people who are actually bothered about this football club are the fans around the world, are the people who are paying their hard-earned money for the merchandise of this football club and for the season tickets and whatever we are selling as a football club right now. We as fans have been so neglected. Our voice have been unheard. There was protest against the Manchester United versus Arsenal match against the Glazers. But let me tell you, it's pointless. It's actually fucking pointless, because no matter how much you're gonna protest against these people, they're not gonna change anything. They're not gonna do anything about it, because they know it's all just in part of this pathetic charade. Nothing is gonna change in that scenario. Jim Ratcliffe is still gonna be the owner, but every string that's gonna move around the Manchester United Football Club is gonna be held by the Glazers. And that's really, really, really frightening, because these are the people who actually bought this club. It was doing fine. They bought us, and now we are in debt. And this is really, really frightening for us as a fan, because how many more years you're gonna support United with this kind of team, with this kind of management? They're saying the new football stadium would be ready by 2030, and it's a 100,000 seat football club. Football stadium. But do you really believe, if by 2030, the way we are playing right now, do you really believe by 2030 we're gonna have that kind of fan following that is gonna fill the entire 100,000 stadium? The way we are playing right now, the way we are managed by now, and the way we are handled as a football club, I don't think so we're ever gonna fill that 100,000 seater stadium, because it's in ruins. The whole hierarchy of Manchester United right now is just to frustrate us as fans, and to everyone who has ever loved the Manchester United Football Club. I know this because I've been following this club for past 16, 17 years, and now it's make me sad to say this, that yes, my club is not the greatest club anymore. We used to thrive. We used to like show off and flaunt this thing that we're the best club in the world. We are the greatest English Premier League side. We are not anymore. Liverpool are gonna win their 20th league title, and they're gonna level with us. As a Manchester United fan, I don't want that. I don't give a fuck about Europa League or Champions League or anything. I'm really bothered and angry about the fact that Liverpool are gonna level with us in terms of Premier Leagues. they're gonna be the 20 to 20 it's gonna be 2020 titles, and that's really disappointing, and that's really annoying for me. Like Alex Ferguson said, the if as a Man United football person, you are not winning the league, the next thing you have to do is knock Liverpool out of the perch. You can't let Liverpool win the league, and they are actually winning the league by quite a margin. Arne Slot hasn't done any wonders with the club. Trust me, I've seen his tactics. He has not done any wonders. It's just that he got a great side. Jurgen Klopp did a wonderful job, and now he's just reaping the benefits of Jurgen Klopp's training and tactics and everything. And as a Manchester United fan, I envy that. As a Man United fan, I really envy that Liverpool are gonna win the Premier League, and the only second team that was actually close to do that was Arsenal, and they have bottled it again. I respect Arsenal as a rival team, but really, I'm sick of the bottling thing. I mean, they had a chance of signing a striker, but they didn't. They're still waiting for maybe Jesus to born again, and I'm really pissed off with that. I don't know whether Arteta is gonna be there for the next season or not. I really don't care. I don't even care about Arsenal right now. I just care about Manchester United, and the way we actually played against Arsenal, we could have lost that game. Trust me, any person who has actually seen that entire game, Bruno was the only player who was actually trying to do something. I'm so sick and tired of watching these players run up and down the pitch and doing nothing, absolutely nothing. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to say. Every time I'm watching Manchester United against any other team, it's not just Arsenal or any other club in the Premier League, even Sociedad. Every time you watch this team, you are nervous. As a fan, you're nervous because it could go either way. You're not confident about Manchester United anymore. And it's not even you're playing against the big six. Even if you're playing the team from Championship or from La Liga or from Italy or any sort of college football, you are not confident about Manchester United. And that worries me. That scares me to shit. We are not that dominating and counter attacking footballing team anymore. We are just actually players who are not even good enough. I don't think so. Any besides if you just keep Bruno Fernandes out of this football club, I actually I'm gonna say this and go on the record. Uh, any of the player, regardless of Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Erasmus Hoyland, Garnacho, maybe Ahmad, any of the Manchester United lad is not good enough for the top four teams in the Premier League right now. Trust me when I say this. If you keep Bruno Fernandes out of this team is actually in the relegation. Trust me, and it's gonna get relegated if Bruno Fernandes was not there. How many times we have seen this? Every ex United, every pundit, every ex player is actually after Fernandes. He's not doing a good job. He's not a good midfielder. He's not like Kevin De Bruyne, and he's not even good enough for Manchester United. He's not a great captain like Roy Keane. Fuck off. He's not great like Roy Keane. Roy Keane had players like Giggsy, Scholesy, Beckham, and everyone around him. When Roy Keane was handling the midfield, there was Stab, I guess there was Stab. And just imagine, Bruno Fernandes has Harry Maguire. Do you really believe that? I mean, you can't even compare the players of that time and now. There were like 7 to 8 leaders on in that pitch when Roy Keane was captain. No matter, Roy Keane was a brilliant player. He was a brilliant captain, and nobody could replicate what Roy Keane did in Manchester United jersey. But again, when I say this, what Bruno Fernandes is doing with this crap team, this is absolutely a Jesus marvel. Trust me, this is absolutely miracle. No one can replicate that. You put Kevin De Bruyne in that team, and he's gonna get his ass kicked. Trust me when I say this. In the later time of his Kevin De Bruyne at Manchester City, have we seen any magic? No, we haven't, because he's gone now. he's not at his best anymore. But, despite he had he had Haaland and many other assholes from Manchester City, but he was not good, and that is why he's leaving this year. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but just put the stats, on the screen, and you can see that actually Bruno Fernandes, since Bruno Fernandes joined English Premier League, he has been better than De Bruyne. De Bruyne, yes, has won the league, but look at the players he had. Look at Guardiola, what he did. You just can't replicate that with Manchester United squad, because Manchester United squad is actually shit. Half of the players are injured, and the players who are actually fit and available are not even good enough for a championship side. I've seen better players in Crystal Palace jersey, so you know what I'm talking about. Bruno Fernandes is the only player right now which I can actually count on. Okay, he's gonna do something in the 90 minutes. He's gonna be on the field. He's actually gonna do something. Besides him, every single player is shit. I don't care if you're a Rashford fan. I don't care if you're a Garnacho fan. I don't care if you're Hoyland fan or Christian Eriksen or whatever the fuck is coming out of Manchester United's ass. I know that Bruno Fernandes is the only player that I could actually count on. And there are times I've actually sledged Bruno Fernandes because he wasn't good. He wasn't playing. He has his head down. But now he's actually again doing good. He's always available. He's never injured, and he's never even thrown a tantrum or something. He just accepted whenever he wasn't that good, and you gotta respect that player. And right now, I'm just so pissed with the squad. I mean, there were chances that we could have won that game, but there were chances that we could have lost that game. So I'm quite happy that we didn't lose it. It's still gonna keep us in that frightening relegation battle. But yeah, not losing to Arsenal was actually a very big thing for me. So I'm quite happy with that. And now we have Sociedad second leg at Old Trafford. We drew there in the away leg, and it's 1-1. I just hope that we can do something. But anyways, I'm not gonna bore you about all the problems that are Manchester United that have been floating around Manchester United right now. Right now, we're just gonna talk about the regeneration of this Old Trafford new 100,000 centerpiece. I hope that it looks good when it's done. But before that, I'm not gonna say anything. The only thing I can say, yes, whatever is trending on Twitter right now, whatever is trending on Instagram right now, it does look like a circus canopy. It does look like a circus tent. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the show. Please like, share, and subscribe the channel. If you're new to it, please share it with your friends. Thank you guys for watching the show. Bye bye.